I have
with pitchforks.
I have a couple of people on a list that if I ever saw them on the street, I would kick them in the balls.
Not
Bryce
good.
Harper is one of those people.
Bryce Harper.
Okay.
I'm gonna Google that.
So welcome to Twiniversity's Twin Mom Happy Hour. You're joining us live to chat a little bit about all things twin mom. So this week we're going to talk a little bit about Easter coming up and spring break plans. I have with me Hannah, Amanda, and Natalie Diaz.
What are you doing?
And somebody, Hannah's kids.
Well,
spring break
before we went live, Hannah was sharing with us that she has 5 kids for spring break. 5.
Yeah, that's my lucky loud background.
Prove it, Hannah. Oh, wait.
And it's way more children than I ever anticipated. Oh, the dogs. Yeah, we don't want to talk. It's a funny farm. Literally, the entire place it's chaos. And during the day, this is what I get. I get extra kids. So it's like
then you play with your kids.
Yeah, it actually works really great because they go and they can just run rampant on the ranch. And then I didn't see him for 2 hours. And then I was like, maybe I should go find him. I haven't seen him. So I did. And then I went and found him, and now they came back for lunch, and it's perfect timing for this.
That's the thing, that they just run loose on the ranch.
No, they actually drive vehicles, and they're 10. So it's not.
Wait, what?
They were driving like, it's like a mini truck. It's not a full-size truck, but yeah, they were driving a little truck, and they were a mile away. So I had to go find them. It's fine. Everything's fine.
They have no choice. Listen, the thing is that may be considered weird now in this year, but when people had kids to have extra hands on a ranch and on a farm, that's, besides, of course, love, you don't want to have kids. But I have a friend, Polly, who has 8 brothers and sisters, and basically, like, she knew that she was raised to work on the farm. Like, there was no question. Like, why you had more kids is so you had another pair of hands.
Yeah.
That's not
it's crazy.
Like, twins were common back then. As common as
general,
now.
It took like a big boom, right, in like the early 90s. That was like the big twin explosion, right, with IVF and everything. And then like it settled down for like a hot second after they started with like single embryo transfers, which probably is only about 10 years ago in general. But the rate of twins has always fairly consistently been about 3%. Like historically, it's been 3%. It was never, it went to almost 4% in like its heyday, but still it's like 1 in 33 deliveries ish here in New York City is still a twin family. So we're still fairly uncommon, but we're common enough that they at least make products for us, right? Because I always think about triplet families and how like there's so few strollers and stuff, and it's the whole, you need an extra boob too if you're going to breastfeed. So at least twinning, no offense to trippy families out there, but at least our twinny worlds are not as complicated.
I died when they told me I had a triplet. I just died inside. And that vanishing triplet was our secret blessing. But you have 2 arms, you don't have 3. Boobs is one thing, but arms. Let's just talk about carrying kids. Like, how does one do that? It's not fair. Yeah. The joke was when we found out that we were having twins, my husband was like white as a ghost. It was through blood work when we first found out. But when he said, what if there's a third one? This is before we're going in for like another ultrasound. And I'm like, that's not funny. I would kill you. You would die. And then when I was sitting there doing the ultrasound, they're like, oh yeah, there is 1 and 2. And look at this 3rd. And I'm like, you're dead. You're going to die. He's dead. But I don't know. I like 2 and done and good with that. And oh my God. Yeah. Thank goodness they make products.
Can I ask who here is like natural or who had twins? IVF.
IVF right here. This chick.
Spontaneously triplet pregnancy.
Wow.
Yeah.
No,
my God.
Spontaneous triplets. What about you, Kylie?
Natural, fraternal.
Yeah,
Wow.
me too. Me too. Natural,
My
fraternal. Yep.
husband says that I manifested it and spoke it into existence because I always would be like, I'm gonna have twins. And he was like, watch it. And then
Oh,
when they told us, he wasn't even surprised.
So
that's awesome.
this is a dumb story. Well, okay, it's my story though. So my dad, when my sister has twins, I don't know if you guys knew that. Hers are identical though, so it's a fun little story, right? Because they're like, oh, the twins run in your family, and it's like, well, no, but my sister has twins because hers are identical. She's a medical marvel, right? Like, and so when she found out she was having twins, I got really excited. They weren't mine, so of course it's exciting. And I was laughing, and my dad, who is now deceased, but he looked at me and he goes, I don't know why you're laughing. You're having triplets. So, twist to the story, I had my singleton, and then the twins were born on her birthday. So technically, I do have triplets 4 years apart.
He manifested that.
Yeah.
My dad was a jokester. Like, he got the last laugh for sure.
Oh my God.
I spoke to a mom the other day who booked like a consult with us, right? And so I didn't know if it was a singleton or twins, or if she had twins and now was having a third. So she was late, and then I was like, okay, now that I know she's late, it's definitely going to be twins. Like, already, I know, like, if you're 10 minutes late, then you're a part of our crew. So when she got on, she does have an older daughter. And so she's a single parent by choice. And so she did kind of all of her embryos are like sitting frozen someplace. So she only ended up having 2 viable embryos. The doctor's like, let's pop one in. That was her daughter. And so then let's pop in. Then she was like, hold on, I'm lying to you. She had 3 embryos. First one, they did a single embryo transfer. And then the second time, she's like, I want a brother. And they knew that it was going to be a boy for the next one. So she's like, okay, let's do it. And the doctor's like, maybe we should put in 2. And she was like, absolutely not. Let's just put in 1. We'll figure out what's going to happen, from there. Sure shit. It split. So now she's having identical boys. And she is fairly miserable because she's a single mom by choice. And like, she went out of her way to try to have a sibling for her daughter so that her daughter wouldn't be by herself. And now here she is. So the funny part is like, I always say, like, how can I help you? Right? Like, usually when people like book a consult with me, they have like an idea of what they want to talk about. She literally had no idea what she should even ask. She's like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I don't know how I was like, okay, so let's do this. I said, first of all, this is going to be more than one meeting. So for this meeting, let's just talk about logistics. Like, let's get the help out of the way. Like, who's going to, like, if you have to go to the hospital and you're on bed rest, who's going to be with your daughter? Like, let's get the important stuff out of the way, right? And then let's talk about wills, and let's talk about healthcare proxy and like stuff like that. I was like, let's just get that done, because if you have a partner, it's legally not necessarily that like they could make decisions on your behalf, but usually in a hospital, they'll say, like, on the paperwork, they'll say, like, if something happens, who should we contact? Right? So you kind of have like some information there. The hospital has a little bit to go by. However, if you're a single person, you have to choose who's going to make those difficult decisions for you. Is it going to be her mom? Is it going to be her sister? Is it going to be her bestie from work? Like, somebody's got to do that. But I thought about like how sometimes we think we have it tough, but at least we have our partners. Like, I worry for our single mamas, but seriously, it's so unbelievable. Like, could you imagine and being like, okay, I'm a single mom, I'm doing this by myself, even financially, like I'm a single income. I don't even, it's a challenge. I felt really bad for her, and she was really so lost. So I'm like, okay, no charge anymore. That's it. Just email Emily and just tell her whatever you need. We'll do anything we can.
How old is her singleton?
2.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
She did it too
Oh
soon.
dear.
4 is the minimum. Ask Lorelai. Like, she'd be like, Mom, can I feed one of the babies? And I'm like, absolutely. I'd get her all set up. And then like 5 seconds later, she'd be like, okay, I'm done. I'm like, no, you're not. Because I'd be feeding the other one. I'm like, nope, sorry. You took the bottle. You got to finish now.
That baby literally.
That baby will let you know when it's done.
They're going to be too little. So I was trying to figure out like triple strollers for her, because basically that's what it's going to be. So she's going to have the teeny tiny dudes, and then she's gonna have her chick. I don't know.
Oh my
guys.
gosh.
I don't know.
Triples exist? Like that's a thing.
What, triplets?
Uh-huh.
No. Oh wow. I didn't know that.
What are you talking about? So we were just talking, Amanda and I just had a meeting today. We were trying well, we can't get the word out yet, so it's undercover, but between us squirrel friends, as RuPaul says, there is a new stroller on the market that is actually a single stroller that converts into two. You could connect them and have two single
Oh, I've
strollers.
seen that.
And now it was like, actually, you could make it a triple.
Yeah. And it's like tandem too, so it's not side by
Yeah.
sides.
So we
That's
were like,
cool.
what? How far can we?
Never knew
We may have to ask them for like 15 strollers to see how long
Right.
we could
Hey,
connect.
maybe we could be in the Guinness book.
A
How many
train-
strollers
a
can we?
stroller train.
Yeah.
How many kids can fit in one stroller?
Yes, and that's
idea.
yes, and like then we need kids to put in them.
Oh my God, that would be so cute.
Oh,
Imagine that.
that'd be adorable.
I always thought about
How
that.
many sets of twins
The
can you
step
fit in
to
the
the
stroller?
choo-choo wagon, like that, you could keep connecting and like have endless twinnies. So this is like the stroller version.
Yeah.
Amanda, for real, we should remember that and tell him about
'Kay.
that. We
'Kay.
like send us 10 strollers and
Can you imagine down Canal Street?
oh
Beep
my
beep, honk honk.
God, that'd be so crazy. But yeah, there's not too many solid triplet strollers. I think Perigo really makes like the gold standard of triplet strollers, and then Zoe makes the twins plus one. Currently, that's what we have. But there was when my twinnies were growing up, like our go-to play date was triplet girls, who are now equally in college and doing all that thing. But I'm telling you, parents of twins need other parents of twins, and if you could get your hand on a triplet parent, that's the go-to.
That's the golden ticket. Make you feel so normal.
You know, it's funny. I saw a meme the other day that was like, how do you handle too many kids? Add more kids. And I was like, what? But I was like, it's kind of true though. Like you can't just have
And I was,
one, 'cause then they fight. So you almost need like 5 more kids so that everybody has somebody to play with. And then they go outside for hours.
That's what I was thinking about what happened. Like, as chaotic as it
Yeah.
is to have 1,000 kids, sometimes it's easier because then they're their own little pack. And they just
my
do
best
things-
friend has 6 kids, and her last pregnancy, she was 41 when she had her last one just a year and a half ago. And her oldest is 17.
Hmm.
And they're all kind of, well, the 17-year-old's the oldest, and then there's 14, 12, 10, 14, 10, 12.
You're missing some kids there.
16.
Look,
Yeah, and then the two are babies. They're 1.5 and 3, or she's almost 3. She'll be 3 like next month. But she was like, I couldn't just have one more baby. I had to have another one so that we wouldn't just have one in high school. That'd be weird.
Like, yeah, that would be
Who does that
weird.
math?
That's
mom
the
math
weird
right there.
part, yeah, for sure.
That's the mom math I'll never understand. I was like, yep, twins done, check done, nailed it.
I can't either.
Oh.
Now that you have your twinnies, are you like, I can't wait to have more?
Are you asking me that question?
Yeah.
Yes,
Because
we're
like, now they're like,
We're all
we're all of a
I'm sorry.
mature age.
I know the answer
Kylie.
to those two.
That's the doctor's way of saying it.
What
A
you're
mature age.
I didn't reach that. I didn't reach that yet.
Oh, Hannah. Just kidding.
I don't know. Because the other day, like I've always wanted 3 kids when I really knocked 2 out of the park right away. And my husband only wanted 2, but he wants a boy.
Mm.
You want more.
So twin boys are coming soon.
Well, I mean, I actually just
That'll be
talked to
awesome.
Nat about this the other day because I think I am starting to get vibes that I'm going to be a twins twice person, which also scares me to have another one because I don't want to be twins twice. I want 3, but then I get sad.
Don't do
So
3.
look, at our team,
telling you.
roll the dice.
I just always gonna wonder where their twin is. Like they don't have anybody. Like that makes me
Yeah.
sad. They don't have anyone. to
Kylie,
play
you're just
with. Like,
speaking
who
my
do?
life. Like,
I went through a brief
come
pause.
to
of where
Utah,
I was like,
spend a
"Do you
weekend."
have another one, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it because unless it was twins, I wouldn't know what to do with just one. That seems boring. Well, then I was like, if I could have twin boys, if you could guarantee me twin boys again, I'll do it. But then I was like, no. And then I did there was a brief lapse of judgment there where I thought about it, but it was you have to guarantee me it's twin boys, not twin girls, twin boys again, because I know what to do with those. And I was like, no, I'm good. Two's plenty.
I think twin girls,
stop.
I think your husband would go crazy.
I know. They would
How fun
be
would that
rodeo princesses, man.
Yes.
No,
Oh my
I'd go
God, like at the
crazy.
4-H to come out with like their little pigs or whatever.
They'd show them.
Yeah, pigs next week. That's actually my favorite part of it.
That was my thing in middle school, elementary school, high school. I was a pig
You
girl.
were a livestock shower, like, oh,
Me too. Well, I wasn't a pig girl. I had show cattle, but yeah. Now I'm a pig showman mom, and that's next level crazy.
that's like dance
have,
mom.
like,
My kids are really into it.
Well, your boys have like the full cowboy gear. Do they have spurs? Do they have like the little things on their shoes?
You want me to go get them?
Chaps.
Get them.
Chaps.
They're so cute. Yeah.
What the heck? What are those for? What's the point of them?
Well, it saves your jeans, and then it also, it saves your. That's really the majority of it. And in the winter, we call them winter pants.
Winter pants. Hold on.
Like everybody wears. It's an extra layer to keep you warm.
The groceries are here. You just get them from the door. I'm sorry.
Cowboy pants. Cowboy pants, not winter pants. You wear your cowboy pants.
You're gonna see a
My
side.
husband wears them.
He's going through. Don't make
Don't make eye contact. Don't look at it.
Wait. I need to know about the spurs, the things that go on the shoes.
You want me to go get them? Get them.
Yes, but what, like for real?
Why do you wear them? It's so that your horses are more reactive. So like when you kick, especially for little kids, their legs don't reach. They like fly out on the sides of the horses, and like the spurs are just little. They're not sharp or anything, so they do not hurt a horse, and they're completely just aware that they're there. But you steer a horse with your legs too. So so they like move. Yeah, they move off your leg, and so that makes them just like aware that their legs are there. Adults, I mean, my husband wears them every day because he's training horses, and it just does the same thing. Helps you turn them, makes them more aware.
Why giant horses?
Yeah,
or they tiny horses.
So I have one pony. I have one pony and one giant horse. And when I say giant horse, I have a huge one, and then I have a pony, and it's just
like
big and little. He's a Belgian, but it is a draft horse, like a Clydesdale. Yeah.
Oh, Amanda's puppies are coming to play. Everybody has off from school today?
It's half day.
Spring break.
And yes, it's the start of spring break.
But not everybody has the same spring break. Like, it's kind of bizarro. So like here, I don't know what's happening. My kids, like the whole college thing and spring break, they didn't have the same spring breaks, which really was aggravating because we couldn't go. But it's not universal, apparently. Who knew?
It's all over the place, I think. I know our kids have like Friday and Monday off around Easter, and it's called Easter break. And then they have a whole nother spring break in the middle of April.
Yeah, I needed like a real Easter break. Last year they had, last year was they were in high school, so they had the same week off. This year I was really aggravated by that. And they don't even get out of school at the same time. Like his school ends sooner than hers, and her school is considered a commuter school, so everybody's already home. His school, everybody dorms. So it's just bizarre. Like, I didn't even know that was going to be a thing. Yes.
It's just 2 bags of stuff.
That's it. That's all. We had it. My mom needed emergency pie dough for Easter. She makes this thing called, it's pizza rustica is what it's really called. So it's like this dough. I don't know why she doesn't make her own dough. It just, for the amount of work that she puts into this to buy like a Pillsbury pie crust, it just, I don't understand her, but whatever. I don't know how to make it. But it's this like Italian delicacy that's made with all different types of meats and cheeses and eggs. So it's like a really meaty, cheesy quiche. But the pieces of meat are cut into big chunks. So it's like Italian sausage, prosciutto, dried sausage, soupasad. Like there's a million different types of meat, and it costs like $1 million to make it. But like we'll fight to the death over it. Like now shit gets real is what really happens. Like
Oh my God.
because she only
That
makes
sounds like the best thing ever.
it's serious business.
Does it look like a pie?
It looks like a pie, and you bake it in a springform pan. So like you put the crust, like it's a thick pie, almost like thick like a cheesecake. So it's not like a
Oh my
quiche, like a little jerky thing. It's like a pie. But you could only eat like this much of it, and then you like it sticks to your ribs. But it takes her hours just to cut the stuff. And she cuts everything into like tiny little bite-sized pieces. It's chaotic. So Johnny's downstairs with her. Actually, they just went to church, and then they're going to come back, and then they're going to cut everything up. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Yeah.
it's like
And
only.
else-
Say it again.
You hosting Easter? I mean,
I'm
I know
hosting
you.
Easter. Yes, I'm going to have it in my house. And so what we'll do is everybody's making something. But really, I make everything, honestly. My mother-in-law's bringing the brown casserole. And I just decided just now, while I was getting her pie crust, like you have to have a $25 minimum delivery. So I decided now I'm making banana pudding as dessert. And so at least I'll have that because that takes, 6 seconds to do? But my thing is I'm making a lasagna, which is as great as you might think it's going to be because
Yeah.
I don't know with that. But we don't even eat dinner after that. So everybody's like, why are you making that? And every year they're like, don't make it. You make too much. But it's the only thing I like. I'd rather have nothing else and just have lasagna, old school style.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I'll cook the sauce all day and I'll make it tomorrow because then you let it sit overnight. And that's when it's
I was just gonna say it's always better the second day anyway.
so much better.
Oh my God.
Just
That's
to
my
make
mouth
sure there's
watering now.
leftovers. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And I bought to-go containers because that's the other thing. My kids, for whatever reason, won't eat leftovers. Please, I can't even go into it. So whenever I host a dinner, I buy to-go containers. And then instead of like cleaning up the table, I give everybody to-go containers and they make lunch for the next day.
That's awesome.
That's
I need
been-
somebody to
genius.
do that for my life.
And I got the ones from Costco. So I
Not
got, like,
easy.
the little black
God
containers.
needs to come visit from to Montana.
I'm dying to go for like birthing season. Like I want to like deliver a cow. Like I'm stoked. I would seriously.
Calving season. Yeah. I know. I know. We had 5 babies. We had 5 babies yesterday, and it's just like the cutest. It's ridiculous.
They had 5 babies.
Why
yesterday.
are like twin calves more common though?
Yeah,
Like, I
twin
never
calves
hear
are
about-
common. Yeah, no, they're actually pretty common. I think it's about 10% actually.
But they're all.
I mean, I don't think it's
artificial
full
inseminated, no?
10%, but it's no.
They're
we
you.
don't.
You just let your guys like buy them some cigarettes, and you're like, go at it, Charlie.
Yeah, you know those bulls that I told you that can be like $200,000? Yeah, they're really worth it. And one bull covers every 20 cows is what we say, like in pasture. Yeah.
Time
No,
out.
sir.
Girls take Clomid or anything? Do you give anybody anything? Interesting.
Nope. It's all natural.
It sounds like you're running a cow brothel. 20 to the
That's my-
pound.
Well, yeah, the cattle are a lot like women. You know, like if you're around a group of women, you all start to cycle at the same time.
Yeah.
So cattle herd, it's the same way. And then they're cycling around the same time, which is why their calving season is usually so tight and so short. And that's why it's a season, because they're all in season together. And the bull's out there only for usually around 3 months. And it all happens within that 3 months. All of them get bred.
Seriously.
And natural rates are like 90% usually in a good herd. So it's not, yeah. And you don't keep the ones that don't get bred.
Hold on.
It's just another mouth.
Dr. Pole, because this is my only experience with cattle,
Yeah.
is geographic. He goes and is like, he shoves his little arm in like, hey, there you go.
Yeah, my husband does that. And yeah, you feel the head.
He's ready. So wait, is he feeling for pregnancy or like time for
Pregnant.
her to go?
You
hang
can
out?
both. You can they guess it about the size of the calf's head, usually. That's the first thing that you feel.
Who does that out in the
Like
rain?
I've palpated. I've done that. So when you got the glove up to the arm and you're in there and like you're just feeling for, you know what to feel for, because as soon as you reach over and you're like in this big open area, that's why if they're not bred, they're called open, because it should just feel like empty and you're just feeling like organs. But when you feel a calf, it's hard. And then I can't age them. My husband can age them a little bit better. But when you're doing that, you can feel the size, and it's usually off the size of their head, because that's a good tester. Like, babies, they always measure the size of their head for growth and everything. That's what they're doing in cattle. And we usually can know how many months out they are from being bred. And their gestation is the same as a human. It's 9 months. So we mark them. It's really neat when we do it. We put a mark on their shoulder if they're like far out from being bred. So it's usually like if they have a couple.
Like a
No,
piercing
it's actually a marker. It's a marker of chalk. It's like a chalk.
Okay.
It's an oily chalk and it's bright orange or bright green. And we mark them on the shoulder if they're long bred. And then the farther closer to their butt means the more bred they are. So if you mark them on the tail, that means that they're going to calve really soon. So when we're looking at them in a pasture, we know who's going to be going in what order. And then we usually ship them off the ranch before they calve to another ranch where they calve.
I would love to do this. I want to be
You need to come palpate one. You need to come try it. Yeah.
for real.
I'm currently on Amazon finding you a portable ultrasound, because that sounds horrible.
But it's not realistically to go that fast. I mean, when we run them through, we're running like 1,000 through in a day.
Wait, you could technically use an extra pair of hands.
Yeah. Everybody's just diving shoulder deep.
I think boys would do it. My husband, absolutely no. My son, no way. Me and Anna would.
That's the next mom happy hour is going to be down on the farm with Hannah and Nat.
See, I honestly think that being a twin mom makes you desensitized to so many different things, and where some people may be watching this and say, like, that sounds disgusting. Like, we were having a conversation about like all the gross things that we do as parents.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. But I'm also like a birthing person. So for me, do you know, this is the thing that gets me crazy about why I know so much about cows and just the mastitis. There is over 2,200 research documents and all this research studies on mastitis in cows, but less than 200 on women.
That's insane.
It's true. It's
Why?
true, because there's no money in breast milk. So who's going to pay for that research study? There's no in mom's boobs. There's nothing. There's like the cows. That's your.
They don't let you test on people.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is crazy.
It is crazy. Oh my God, I'm so fascinated by the whole thing, and I love that animals are twin parents too, and it's just fascinating. Like, we basically have a litter. We all have litter.
Oh yeah, no.
We have litters.
Yep. Or in Hannah had a herd. Just so you can speak with the Montana theme.
I feel like I have a herd right now.
You do.
My herd left. I did hear that the little truck started up again and they're gone. I don't know where they went. They're somewhere out there. The herd is not in the house anymore.
It got quiet. So.
Yeah,
but that's quiet. Like amazing that they could just go and play outside. Like, that's so liberating.
It is a blessing and a curse on holidays and school breaks, because when I turn into having 5 kids, I also become their mom. I cook for everybody on the ranch when they're here, and it's like, oh, the kids are home again, and then I gotta cook for 10 people every night instead of just our family, which I don't really know how to just cook for our family, so that's unrealistic. But it's a whole added new thing, because I'm the only woman on the ranch. So it's just my responsibility to be the child care provider and cook, apparently.
I say no thank you to that. I'm no different here, though. So ranch or not, I still think that women in general, we are the providers.
Yeah. Just get that added duty, whether or not you agree to it.
Well,
what do
and
you
I don't
have
think that
for
your
Easter?
catering background helps either. Weren't you the other day just
Yeah.
making burritos for like an entire
Yeah.
wrestling
Yeah.
But you
This
did
is
it.
the stuff
just
you need to
follow the
teach your
ball.
daughters.
Just
I'm telling you.
yeah, I don't have to do that.
It'll be a
This is
different
so good.
for our kiddos. So, I mean, it's already significantly changed for my kids. So your kids got a shot of actually just being regular humans instead of being like the women of the house. But I don't know, on a ranch, I don't think that time ever really progresses, does it? Like it's
No.
still really
Yeah.
misogynistic, I would imagine.
It is so interesting. It's actually I don't know. There's a little bit of a change because like true old timers don't want to see the woman out of the house.
So you're not allowed
And
to leave.
I
You're
yeah, like you they don't like there's I mean, especially in Montana, and I mean, even when I lived in California, it was the same way. There would be a general idea of a woman, and it was like ranch women cook and clean and take care of kids. They don't come out of the house. I can't be in the house. It drives me crazy. I mean, I'm in the house enough, and I do take care of the kids, obviously, against my own wishes. But I have to go be a part of the ranch. Like if I don't go be a part of the ranch, I will go crazy.
Yeah.
And it's funny because there's definitely I've noticed it like over 20 years. Like when you first started doing it and going to like all these things, you'd get a look like, why are you doing it? Why are you here? You know, like this isn't a woman's place. But now I feel like it's pretty normal, and kids are going to those events too. And so I've always packed my kids up and put them in a pack and play and just taken them to branding or something.
Guys,
That wasn't
I have to hang up on you because I also just realized that my dog is having a nervous breakdown, and I think she's actually loose in my building. So I think with my husband went to go get the groceries and then ran to go get the call, I think he just let the dog out of the apartment, and I have a hunch my dog is running loose in my building.
She's riding the elevator up and down. She's living her best life. Let her
The
be.
elevator. She can't
free
push
on
the buttons, but she does have the box. And she goes in once and she comes out at the roof. She can't believe it. But see, in all kidding aside, I genuinely think my dog is roaming my my building. And so it sounds like she's downstairs, and then I hear that she sounds like she's upstairs. So I think she's just running up and down the stairs. It doesn't end, guys. It just does.
Good luck wrangling that one.
And all right, I love you guys. Happy Easter. Maybe talk something about Twinnies. I have no idea, but I'm hoping the Easter Bunny is really good to you guys. And if you celebrate for religious reasons, all that good stuff too. Whatever, for whatever, or if you're just having spring break. Enjoy it. But I'm gonna go make my lasagna and banana pudding and find a random dog that hopefully doesn't leave the building, because then I'm gonna have a real problem.
Check.
See, there's no ranch for banana. All right, kids. I love you guys. I'm hanging up with you.
Great. Well, I think that will bring us to a close. We've been chatting for about 30 minutes. So thank you so much for joining Twin Mom Happy Hour. It was nice to chat with you all. Have a great Easter and a good spring break.
Thank you.
yeah.
Bye.
You too. Okay, bye.